Victoria Ballard, naturopath, and I am on the carnivore diet. No sausages, and I feel really good. I mean, it is the ultimate in ketogenic. If you've had benefits from ketogenic but not lost a lot of weight, you will be getting more ketosis on the carnivore diet than you did on the ketogenic diet. So you're basically having no carbs, you're getting all your nutrition through meat, fish, eggs, butter, cheese, maybe some thick whipped cream. You should be able to get away with that. And why are we not eating vegetables? Well, there's nothing to say you can't eat any vegetables, but they're not necessary. And in some cases, and I have done a lot of work with allergies, in some cases you are allergic to vegetables. If you want to research it, listen to Bill Grundy, and Dr. Bill Grundy, and he will tell you that there's something called lectins, which is the plant's defense mechanism to stop animals eating the plants because the plants can't run away. And some people definitely are allergic to vegetables. And the whole point of the carnivore diet, I mean, it was used in the 80s, just lamb. That's the most common meat in England. It's a bit expensive now. It wasn't back then in the 80s. But they did an elimination diet, and they just put someone on it for a few weeks where they ate only meat. And then they reintroduced different plants and dairy and everything else. And they found what caused an allergic reaction. So this idea of an elimination diet has been around probably before the 80s because we're usually behind America. And I guess they were doing this elimination diet in the 70s, maybe even in the 60s. I really don't know, but I came across it in 82, and I was privileged to work with these doctors. I was a psychotherapist at the time, and I was doing the counseling of people who are coming off of pharmaceutical drugs that weren't working for their health conditions. So they were being weaned off them, and I was the counsellor that helped them with the detox as well. I also ran the detox. So I've been doing this allergy testing since the 80s. And yes, some vegetables have come up, quite a few, in fact. And the whole idea of carnivore is that it is completely free of anything that would be likely to cause any ill effects in the body. And you are getting all your nutrition, you're getting the highest quality nutrition, especially as you get older. As you get older, it becomes more and more difficult to get the nutrition and the protein that is necessary for cell regeneration and muscle mass. It gets harder and harder to get that from vegetables and lentils and nuts and all the other things that people are eating. I mean, obviously some people in their later years don't have a problem. They may have a weight problem though, And if they have a weight problem, they're going to find it quite difficult unless they go ketogenic with no carbs. And that aligns with another doctor, Dr. Hay, also in the 1920s, who found that mixing starch and protein was not a good idea. So if any of my clients want to be ketogenic, I say yes, but the proviso is all your carbs are going to come from vegetables, no grains, and no naked carbs. So I prefer to put people on the carnivore because it's the least allergenic food on the planet. And the reason for that is that we've been eating it for millions of years. The beginning of Homo sapiens, they hunted. There was gathering, yes, but in the winter months, what was there to gather? I mean, we had an ice age, so they can't have gathered in the ice age. There would have been nothing to gather. They used to have little sort of poking sticks to get roots out, but if the ice was over the ground, they couldn't even get the roots out. So it is pretty well known that we eat mainly meat, and that is why our bodies are most adjusted to eating meat, and we're going to get less ill effects, we're not going to get any allergies. We're really unlikely to have allergies towards any of the meat. The fish, I mean, the doctors in the 80s didn't allow fish, but on the Ken Berry's proper human diet, what has been found is that all fish, I mean, if we lived near the coast millions of years ago, we would have eaten fish. So it's all meat, all fish, all eggs. Eggs have been available. If you can climb trees to get to their nests, eggs have been available for millions of years. And there would have been some pretty big birds around millions of years ago, so we would have had quite a few nutritious meals from eggs. And the dairy, well, that doesn't stack up in terms of ancestrally appropriate because we weren't domesticating animals. We were killing them. In fact, sometimes we were eating animals that other animals had killed. So the other animals would have taken what is the most nutritious, which is the organs, and left us with the muscle meat. Although, of course, the organs now we can get from free-range butchers. Any butcher would be only too glad to get rid of the organs he can't sell. Also, they throw away fat. You can get the fat and render it, just put it in a frying pan and get rid of any fibrous tissue, and you get perfect animal dripping, we call it, for beef. It's basically tallow in America, and we can get that from our butchers as well. Because fat, well, back to Dr. Keckwick in 1950 when he did his trials on how to lose weight, he found that the people on a high-fat, low-carb diet lost a great deal more weight than those on other diets. So we want our carnivore diet to be high-fat. Now, the fish isn't very fatty unless you specialize in salmon, mackerel, herring. I love the way the Polish and the Jewish people with their roll mops, you can have actually raw herrings that have been marinated. They're really rather delicious. Make sure they haven't been marinated in sugar. So you've got like a lot of fish. If you like fish and you perhaps don't like meat and you want to eat a lot of fish, then eat a lot of extra fat from butter, ghee, maybe put it in your coffee. You should be able to get away with that. Putting heavy cream, ghee. I also use coconut oil in coffee if I need extra fats. So it's high fat, low or no carb really, because it's all the protein from the meat, and it does work. And whether you want to be on it for a short period of time to do elimination, but then find, like I did, that the pounds were falling off and I wasn't hungry, then you might want to stay carnivore, like many people have on YouTube. Ken Berry, I think, is in his third year, and there's a woman that he speaks to who has been meat only for 10 years and has had 3 children. They're all really healthy, really intelligent, and they're not on a meat only diet. I don't recommend it for children. I had a muscle testing technique for testing children. I didn't put children on the meat only diet. Not for any other reason than that they are sociable creatures. They're properly eating at school, and it wouldn't harm them to be meat only, but it would maybe really restrict them socially, which we definitely don't want to do with our children. So I'm hoping that you will at least do a few weeks carnivore and then reintroduce if you want to. I didn't want to. When I got into carnivore, I had no desire for vegetables. But really, if you're not allergic to them, there's no reason why you shouldn't reintroduce a few vegetables if that's what you want. You're in charge. It's your body, and I just want to help you lose weight the most healthy way possible and to eliminate allergies, which is my speciality. Okay, hope that this has been helpful, and I'll say goodbye for today and best of luck. Oh, sorry.